Hi, I'm Miss Teresa and welcome back to the Box Springs Library Foodie Friday. Today we're going to make these delicious spinach pinwheels. So if you're ready, let's get started. Alright guys, so to make the pinwheels, we're going to start off with a block of cream cheese. I do have two, just depends on if I think I need it. If you want it extra thick, do two. It's up to you. And then from there, we're going to dump it in the bowl. You want to make sure it's room temperature, it's pliable. And then we're going to put that in our bowl. Okay. There's the one. Yeah, let's go ahead and add the two, because we like it good and thick and juicy. So we're going to do 2 blocks of cream cheese. If you're not a fan of cream cheese, use 1. It is up to you. We're going to measure with our heart today, okay? So, and any brand of cream cheese. If you want to try to watch calories and fat, you can get a low fat, you can get a reduced, you can get a light. Whatever you want. Okay. So I have 2 of them. And normally I would use my blender, but I'm at my mixer, my electric mixer, but I forgot it. Shame on me, I know. But you can make it without it. I'm going to show you how to make it without it. It's not a big deal. If you had Parmesan cheese, add Parmesan cheese. We will here in a minute. So I have some frozen spinach. We're going to add that. Just make sure it's pliable. I forgot to take it out a little early. So, again, add as much or as little as you want. Measure with your heart. I'm going to do at least 2 cups. And then if I think it needs more, I will add more. So we're just going to keep mixing the spinach and the cream cheese. Until it is well incorporated. So next we're going to add the Parmesan cheese. Again, measure to your heart. I'm going to start off with about half my bag. And then while we're at the stand scale, I'm going to add garlic and pepper. And then we're going to add some garlic powder, because again, some people at the library they don't like onions. Onion powder. They don't like onions, so we're going to add onion powder. And then continue to mix that together. This makes a really good addition to a brunch, be it a Valentine's, Mother's Day, Easter, whatever. Just a get together. This is great for that. It's also great for parties, anything you have coming up, okay? So we've got it pretty well mixed together. And now we're going, excuse me, I have the hiccups. Now we're going to continue on with the puff pastry. So we'll be right back. So now we're going to take our flour, we're going to flour our board, and we're going to lay out our puff pastry. And we have a store-bought puff pastry. We're not creating our own dough. If you want to, by all means, feel free to, but yeah, no. I'm giving a coating in the flour so that way it won't stick too much on our pan whenever we're doing it, okay? Just give it a dusting. Now you could roll this out some more, but to my preference, it's perfect the way it is, okay? So now we're going to take our mixture, put it on our puff pastry, and spread it out. So now we're going to spread it out. We're going to leave about an inch to about a half an inch to an inch from the end on one side, so whenever you roll, the dough will cover itself. You don't want to go all the way to that end, okay? And I say spread this out as much as possible. You want an even consistency. And I do know it's kind of hard spreading it out, but just do the best you can. So now we're going to roll it so that it's kind of like a jelly roll. We're going to continue to roll it till it's rolled all the way on itself. And just dust the flour off as you go. All right. At this point in time, you have one big roll, okay? So now we're going to cut it. You can use a pizza cutter, you can use a knife, however you want to cut it. I would recommend you putting it in the freezer actually at this point in time, because your dough is soft, and if you try to cut soft dough, it tends to give way. If you freeze it for a little bit, it will allow that dough to firm back up and make your cutting easier, okay? So I do have my pan with my parchment paper. Even though it has parchment paper, I am going to give this a good spray with with my non-stick spray, and I'll do that off camera just because it's kind of a mess. So. Pan right there. All right. Oops. Come here. So I want to show you before I freeze it. See how it flattened out and oozed out? That's what I was talking about freezing your dough before you start cutting. I did want to demonstrate it. I am going to stick it in the freezer for a minute, so we'll be right back. Okay guys, so we're back. My dough is out of the freezer. I let it be in there a little too long, sorry. But just let it get hardened enough that you can cut it. And then we're going to take our pinwheels, like so. Without messing them up too much, put them directly like that on your baking sheet. Become a rifle a little bit, just give them a little pinch to get them back the way you need them. And then we're going to just put them like that. If you want, you can egg wash them, and that'll give them a nice little shine. You don't have to, it's totally up to you. And then we're going to bake this in the oven at 425 for approximately 20 minutes. Depends on your oven. You may need longer on it or shorter. Just keep an eye on it. The puff pastry, according to directions, is at 425 for 20 minutes, okay? So I'm going to put these in the oven and we'll be right back.
Your Highness.
Is something burning?
My spinach puffs!
So we're back. Here's my pinwheels. You can tell some of it got a little darker than the other. It just depends on your oven. My oven got a little hotter on one side than the other. It's fine, perfectly edible. But if you're doing it, just keep an eye on it. But that is how the finished product looks. Thank you again for joining us for this edition of Foodie Friday at the Box Springs Library. Remember to like, share, comment. We love seeing your creations. And until next time, bon appetit.